Hello, and welcome to It's All Relative. It's me, Relly. Anyway, I was recently having a conversation with my guy, and we were talking about the Carmelo Anthony case. And he was like, in his family, there were two sides, two different camps. Some people were of the mindset that they felt like white people have gotten off for the same murder, same kind of situation. And so they felt like he should have gotten off too. And then he had another set of people that felt like, did he murder someone? And if the answer is yes, then he deserves to be punished for said murder. And didn't, it's not nuanced to me. For me, if it was my kid that was doing some bullying and my kid ended up getting harmed and killed in the process, I would really hate that my kid put themselves in a situation that's what happened if they were doing wrong and that is what happened. And could I live with the fact that that person got off? I think I could. That's me saying that. So then he said, but if it was his kid, he was like, 30 years ain't enough. And I do understand that. If someone were to take the life of my child, yes, I want them underneath the jail all the way, every day, every way possible. And then I had a situation come up. So I tell you, every time I open up my mouth, life, right? I live long enough and then it comes to me. So someone hurt my kid, someone in my local community that I see, that I know what they're doing. And I recently shared that information with other people who were working with this person. And so, where did I get that from? A friend of mine had someone, she's holding an event, and someone reached out to her about one of the participants in the event. And they said, hey, this person harmed me some years ago, and I just want to make you aware. So she was stuck in a really hard place. What to do? How do I do? And I was with her and I thought, like, shit, this is a really difficult situation. Ugh, what do we do? And so we came up with something. She came up with something that she was able to live with. And I think it was the right thing to do. So recently, there's been a lot of conversation that has come to me about pedophilia. People have been, they have pedophiles in their life. Just a lot. And I went, oh my goodness. And so someone that I was admiring their work that they do, they are working with they know that this person is a pedophile. They know that this person is a pedophile. They know this person changed their name and they are working with them. And for me, I went, oh, because I feel like you are just as culpable. If you know who this person is and you know that they've changed their name, like why? So now it's got me looking at you. Are you engaging in this? Because if you know, right, birds of a feather. I don't know. Show me who your friends are. I'll tell you who you are, right? So I don't know. So I thought, and so for my friend, when this person reached out to them, that was helpful information because now they'll not have them at an event ever again. This person that caused the harm, they won't have them at that event. So it was good information to know. Nothing that my friend could do with it, but it's good for future knowledge so that I can steer clear of this individual. So that made me think about this person who harmed my child in my local community. And originally, I had come out just a few months ago and said this person's name. I said this person harmed, and I know them to be a pedophile because they harmed my child. But after I reached out, and so the response, someone said, like, thanks, I guess. And they said, it's just really hard, to hear. And I said, you know what? I can understand that. And the situation that, me telling you that put you in. And I let them know I am in no means, way, shape, form, or fashion am I telling you not to work with this individual, because here's where I'm at. This person did serve their time. They went through the criminal justice system, they were given a sentence, and they served that sentence. So, do they have the right to move on with their lives? And the the therapist hat in me that has worked with individuals who are pedophiles, I had a caseload and I had some on there, and understand that true pedophiles, and I mean the ones that are attracted to children, it is wildly unfortunate that that's where they find themselves, because just like there are people that are gay and straight and bi and whatever, like you can't help who you're attracted to. That's something biological within you. Some people try out some new shit and they're like, "Oh, I like this." But for the most part, we like who we like, and we can't help that. We're attracted to what we're attracted to, and we can't help that. So for pedophiles, like truly the ones that are attracted to children, they can't help that. And I'm certain that they didn't choose that. They're not like, "Oh, yes, please, this is what I really want." It's just that they can never, ever, 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 ever act on those desires. And that's really unfortunate. So um, I can empathize. I can empathize with that difficulty and how hard that really must be. But at the same time, when they have caused someone harm, I don't know, right? And so that's kind of the thing. And I think if you take pedophiles and you put them, you go, they deserve to be on an island. And that's why there are levels. There's level 1 through level 3. There are levels to them. But if you say all of them need to be banished and over here in on an island, it's not realistic. It's not gonna happen. That's not the way that it is. And clearly, this person is out here, they have a job, and they are now, partnering with people in the community, and they're singing and all these other things. So they are getting, to do these things, and they're not breaking the law. They serve their time on the registries. So I'm guessing that they can be around children again. I don't know. But it's like such a difficult situation. And I guess that's kind of where I'm at. Like, on the one hand, they harmed my child, and so I want them to suffer for the rest of their days. I don't think that they should have happiness because of the trajectory. I don't know the trajectory of my kid's life without this situation happening. It happened and they did it. So they essentially took my kid on a very different path than my kid would have been on, and that solely is their fault. So, right? But at the same time, there's a part of me that's like, are they deserving of moving on with their life because they serve their time? It's so difficult. People come out, they are in jail, they come out on parole, supervised, parole, and then they live productive lives and they never mess up again. Like, that seemed to have been enough. Do they need this scarlet letter? They'll always have it, on them in trying to find a job and things like that. Should they come out and tell people, "Hey, this is what it is"? Like, I like to tell people who I am truly, so that I don't ever have these situations that people are talking about me, and then may have to come to me with a conversation that maybe they wouldn't mess with me if they had known these things. Like, I don't like to take people's choice away, but that also isn't my decision to make for them. So I don't know. And I know some people, I'm just kind of just thinking about it. I know some people are like, "Yeah, I want to know." And some people are like, "No, I don't want to know." But again, who am I to say that to people? Um, I don't know. So I guess I'm interested to know how, you people see it. So if you're in the comments, and let me know, would you want to know? Um, Privately? Would you wanna know openly? How do you feel about that? I mean, but if you're attracted to children, that's the thing, then I wouldn't want you around my children. If I was hanging out with this individual, I would wanna know, especially something like that, I would wanna know, because maybe then I'd feel like, okay, I could still work with you or befriend you, but I just know what I could share with you and what I couldn't share with you. So I thinking about people in my life, I'm more likely I would want to know. I don't want people to take that choice away from me. And I feel like if we're working together and that could impact our work together, then I feel like you should tell it. So that's how I feel. I feel like it should be told. I think a person of integrity would tell it. That's how I feel. I think that's, I've just worked that all out for myself. I would want to know, and I would want that person to tell me, and I would question their integrity if they didn't tell me. That's where I would go. And so we could only work together. So probably you not telling me, and I found out, I wouldn't want to work with you moving forward because you would lack integrity, and I don't want to work with people that lack integrity. So I think that's kind of where I settled at. Anywho, this has been that. I hope you guys have a great one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.